Okay, today is December 30th, Wednesday, 2020. We are probably 2 more days into the new year. Now, I know a lot of people can't wait to say goodbye to 2020. It's a very uneasy year, obviously, because the pandemic, a lot of people died, and that was very unfortunate. Um, it's been a while, a long time since uploaded any videos, and so I think I might take this chance just to do a quick recap of my year, just for myself, because one of the things I did in 2020 is to get rid of social media, and it was really just a blessing in disguise because of the pandemic. Obviously, everybody is locked down at home, and I just happened to. I was traveling for the first 3 months, first quarter of this year, so it was really nice for me to just not wasn't using the social media at all, and one thing leads to next. I just decide to not use it completely, and it has completely changed my well-being in my life. So that's why I pretty much disappeared from Instagram, from YouTube. For that being said, I'm actually very active, still trading. Actually, it's probably one of the best year for me personally in terms of trading, and that's why I want to do a quick recap, because one of the goal for next year is I wish to do a weekly recap of the U.S. stock market just for myself. It's really not for any purpose of any income stream, right? Just want to basically for myself to review my trade, and if you find this interesting, you want to communicate with me, talk about trades, feel free to do so. Talk about life, all right? So in this video, again, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna put on YouTube and make it public. I might. I definitely put on my blog, and I'm gonna do a 4 quarters review for this year, and we'll go from there. And I'll also do my monthly review just to recap what had happened in this 2020. All right. Uh, so basically, well, let's talk about trading first, because honestly, the first 3 months I haven't done anything at all in terms of stock trading, because it was still a bull market. Only become a panic selling at the March 9th, March 8th, first week of March. Before that, it was still a very, very bullish market. And for me, the only reason to trade is to make passive income. And why passive? It's because you won't have time to enjoy life. And that's why I love about trading. And that's what I've been doing the first 3 months of this year. I was very, very lucky to travel. I say lucky because obviously right now it's impossible to travel anywhere. It's very, very scary because of the pandemic. So I was very lucky to have a last taste of traveling before the pandemic starts. So yeah, just show you a little bit of what I've been doing for the past 3 months. So the first quarter, I haven't really done anything in terms of trading, and I'll show you pictures, right? Because I'm very lazy. So basically, what happened? January, I was still going to my brokerage, real estate brokerage, to do this report. And people like a yearly planning for 2020. And then I went to downtown Toronto to watch a nice New Year concert in January. And then probably the end of the month, I took off flying to Tokyo, and basically spend the next a month and a half in Asia. So we were start wearing a mask at that time already, because I think we had one case in Toronto at the probably on January 20th. You see, nobody's wearing masks at that time, right? It's still not really a pandemic, and but me and my wife, we were very cautious. We are still very cautious, so we start wearing masks. And the first night in Tokyo, this is our hotel view, and a night view, and a day view. Look at big change, right? That's the beautiful thing about Tokyo. It's night and night and day is completely different, two different world. And then this is a sky tree. We tour around the city. Ate very nice sushi. Man, everything is automatic in Tokyo nowadays. It's last time I was there was in 2013. Sorry, 2013. So this time it's been 7 years, and yeah, I love this kind of bullet train the way they send sushi to you in front of you directly. We went to see a very nice installation show. Basically, in February, Japan. It's just again, it's all before the pandemic, right? Obviously, in January, China had already locked down, but it's only in China, and in the Asian zone was also, it was okay. Things as usual. People were wearing masks, but it's not the end of the world. Certainly not like now. And we went to do a hot spring. Nice. That's Erica in the Yukata. Very nice view. Had a nice crepe, and then we went to Bali to attend my sister's wedding. And this wedding day, and you can see it in the villa. There was nobody, right? Because at this time, I think Southeast Asia they start lockdown, so we were lucky enough to got into the country, and the villa was completely empty. There was nobody in the swimming pool. There was nobody. So we had a nice cozy family waiting for my sisters. My mom, the Kao Yang she is always pretty. Mother is always pretty. Me and Erica, just my sister, my new brother-in-law, and I took this shot. I am very proud of. I think it's a really nice shot by iPhone. So yeah, it was just the beginning of February. Very nice, and then went tour around the Bali city. This is like a Buddhist temple. A lot of European they love the Asian religion. They love the Buddhist. Look at this, always white people. Very sorry to say, but that they're really into this kind of they're really into this kind of meditation, which it's always interesting because you see Asian people always into castle, always into Christian, Vatican. Whenever we travel to Europe, it's like a dream come true. But for Westerners, they really, on the contrary, they love the Asian mythologies and cultures. So yeah, pretty much that's what I did in Asian zone. Hold on a second. Let me switch to the next one. Again, I'm sorry to do this style. This is again, I'm not trying to do this thing too polished because otherwise I wouldn't even bother to update it. And we went back to Tokyo with my parents. But before that, we actually traveled to Vietnam in February, visiting my cousin. There's too many things I could talk about or update, but I decided just to write my blog. Oh, by the way, I quit social media in this year completely, and instead I start writing blogs religiously. So if you are curious or want to connect with me, feel free to check out my website. I have updated blog pretty much every month, and the address is right here. It's just enhoko.com. I don't put it in here because you just go to contact and its journal is right here. So you see, I have archive from January to December. So yeah, if you want to know more, I like to write blogs. I think it's more meaningful. And one of the reasons I quit social media is because I really hate this kind of small captions. Everything is small and condensed, and I understand. Nobody has the time to really read anything nowadays. But my whole point is really just to express myself. So I decided to just I find that writing blog is really the best way and the most fulfilling way for me to express my feelings. So that's why I decide to, instead of writing on the Instagram in those captions, I decide just to write my own website. So yeah, if you're interested in my life, if everything is here, click my blog. July 4th, Independence Day. September, it was my birthday. Things like that. It's very nice. So anyway, let's get back to the February. So February, yeah, I'm still in Asia, still traveling, and let's see. So back to Tokyo in February, and obviously, went to the south to Kobe, eat a nice Kobe beef. Went to Nishin, the cup noodle museum. It's all in the south. The southern Japan was really nice. This is in the Universal Studio. Was really fun. This was actually the first time I'm in the Universal Studio in Japan since 20 years. I went there when I was very, very young. And this time was amazing because there was nobody, right? So that it was really just a very lucky timing to travel Japan in February. There was lockdown, very, very few tourists. This is Kapihara-san, so cute. It's a really nice farm in Kobe City as well. And then we traveled north to Hokkaido. So went to see a king penguin in Hokkaido. Back to Tokyo in the Shibuya area. When play the VR game in Tokyo, their VR game is really next level. It's completely different than what we have here in Toronto. And then back in Canada, this was the first day of the lockdown. Ontario announced that they're gonna shut down school for 14 days. I went to Costco. It was madness. It's like World War Z. The end of the world. I have to fight for all these supplies. So that's pretty much okay. That's pretty much what happened. And in the first quarter. And what about trading? So for trading, the first quarter was really quiet until March, and you can tell that the March we had that big drop. So first 3 months I really didn't do anything at all. I was just rebalancing my ETFs, and this was one of the actually another big thing this year is that I was all in for stock trading, and many of you know I used to just do a currency trading, but this year I went back to do stock trading, and it was very, very fruitful, and in terms of financial reward, but also in terms of my personal progress and knowledge, because I was able to really grasp a lot of the essence of trading. And in fact, I'm right now in process to getting the investment management license in Canada, and really dive into the fundamental microeconomic side of the trading, along with the technical and options. So yeah, the first 3 months, obviously it was a very, very huge panic sale. The US had the virus, and everybody was scary, right? So what happened, if you take a look at the if you have been trading this year, obviously you know all this, right? But just take a look at S&P 500, and then you'll see exactly what happened in March was a disaster, right? This was a big drop in March, and it was, I was riding the bull trend right here, and then once it dropped below 3,200, I was very lucky enough because I already knew what had happened. Right, coming back from Asia, I know that this thing is, if it came to the Western world, especially North America, it's going to be a disaster. So I had no hesitation to sell everything. So basically, I avoid all this downtrend, not because I'm particularly insightful. It's just because I was global. I was able to travel to Asia, back to North America, knew that the severity of the pandemic. So I sold everything at the beginning of March, all cash, almost like 80-90% cash, to avoid this. And so the first quarter I was actually just buying. So I start buying, and just when every good stock dropped to about 50%. So along this time I bought a lot of good valuable stocks, and that turned out to be the foundation of this year that net me a lot of good income. So that's pretty much the stocks I'm playing around. And notably Disney, I bought it at March. right? So I bought it at like $99, right back in March. 90 something I got in, 100 something I also got in. So I pretty much bought Disney at a very, very low point. Again, did I have any insights? No, not really. I was just pretty much betting on this company and the US market. And now, again, if you're interested to know more, I'm more than happy to dive into the reason behind all my purchases. But like I said, this video is just a quick recap for myself. So first quarter, I got into a lot of fundamentally strong company, and that turned out to be a very good decision, obviously, for 2020. Uh, Other than that, I took up a lot of microeconomic class, and obviously back in April, the whole Canada was shut down, so I had a lot of time to really just read. So I took a lot of courses in terms of the financial accounting and microeconomics, and they are very, very valuable for me. I think perhaps the best website I have found this year is Micro. This is a Taiwanese website, but it's pretty much one of the best website nowadays for my trading. Obviously, you have to be able to read Chinese, but they have a vast amount of data point, way much better than anything I have seen in the English version. Right, you can just click this that says U.S. stock market, and you see everything. I mean, talking about all the data point, they got it directly from the Fed, from different central banks, and this is, you can see all the microeconomics data from US, China, Eurozone, Japan, and Southeast Asia. So the first quarter and the second quarter, I was just pretty much buying everything at a dip, and for a long-term recovery. Obviously, nobody would know that the recovery would be this strong for this year, right? But for me, I was thinking that it's gonna be like 2008 all over again. In 2008, I did exactly the same thing. I loaded up in Las Vegas Sand, and I turned out make about triple my account in 2008. So this time I knew it's gonna be exactly the same thing, but the timeline I gave myself was like 3 years at least, since this is a pandemic. Lo and behold, nobody know this recovery would be just within 12 months. So it was just really lucky for a lot of investors this year. So that's the first quarter. And the second quarter, pretty much, I don't have any photo to show you. Why? Because it's locked down, right? So second quarter, I was basically just locked down in my home, in my house, and then just keep reading and learning. And this is really the first time since high school that I get to study for 8 hours a day. So I was very lucky to just delve into the market completely every day from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. for this second quarter. I would join online meeting. The website I use is this website. Let me give you very nice. It's called Market Flurry. So they had a very, very nice membership you can join, and you can join their live stream every day from the US market open, pre-market to post-market. And I was just learning everything I could in the fundamental side of the market. And again, like I said, this is the year that I went back to do a stock trading. But this was also my most productive year because I had so much time to learn. So I completely delve into the fundamental side of investing, and from microeconomics to micro. And I also sign up with a site from this Market Flurry, this Taiwanese website, Morningstar. I also sign up and just reading how people do the fundamental research and learning from different people. Another website that was really good is called Buffett website. I forgot the link, but it's another good fundamental website. So that's the second quarter for between April to June. And that's what I did, and obviously the result was pretty good for the U.S. stock market, April to June. Let's just use S&P. We can see that April we had a nice recovery. By June, we are almost back to where we were. We went back in September in a Q3, but in Q2 we almost went back. At this time, I pick up another new learning. It's the option trading. So I always knew that option trading is very powerful and very good knowledge to have, but it's just damn hard, right? Because you have to learn these contracts and put and call and option spreads. It's just very intimidating for a beginner like myself. But like I said, I have so much time, so I delve into it. And one thing triggered me to learn it because back in April, I read on Reddit there was this girl, a Canadian girl, who actually make I think about $2 to $3 million just from option trading. So basically, she short the market by buying a lot of put options in February. So she bought put option in mid February when the stock market was at an all time high, and when by mid March, within a month, she already made $2.5 million just with the original cost of $5,000. So that was amazing. To If you know anything about option, buying put option is very safe, right? Because the most you're gonna lose is the money you put into the premium you put into buying the contract. So I was amazed by the leverage of options. So I decided to take up on it just to learn. So in Q3, I spent so much time just to learn options. Again, how I learned it, reading the books, taking course in Udemy, reading few different really good books. You can find all of them at Amazon. I'm not gonna bother you in this. And then I start doing a lot of option trading in Q3. So in Q3, after September, basically market had a period of stalled movement because of the US elections. So people were not really trading. So we have an upside down movement in Q3, but I was still able to make few percentage gain here and there in Q3. So just to show you, just to give you a glimpse of the option result that I have was quite amazing. So this is the option I had in September, October. As you can tell, this is my total trade, 62 option spreads, 41 win, 21 loss, 66% win rate. Ratio is 500%. So every $1 of risk, I was able to gain $5. And November and December is even better. I have 46 trade, 37 win, 9 loss, 80% win rate with 865% ratio. So every $1 of risk, I was able to make $8. So this was really, really amazing for me personally to do this option trading. And in terms of life, what happened in like I said, I don't really have any photo to show you, but if you want to see it, basically second quarter, the only highlight was we have Canada Day, we have the Independent Days of US, and it was nice. We got a new setup for the backyard. Do I have any photo to show you here? Let's see. So this was Q1. Yeah, so we got this new table here, just put it on backyard, just enjoy the summer days. This was a Q3, and it was summer day, eating a lot of ice cream. We have one dog coming to stay with us this year. His name is Boris. Huge, cute dog. Look how cute he is. He's a big sized, large, fluffy gentleman. It was really nice, very blessing. I celebrate my birthday in September 1st, and wait, were you able to see that? Oh no, you weren't able to see that. I'm sorry. Let me show you again. So yeah, I was saying that we had we have this new setup in backyard. So I celebrate, enjoy the summer days, eating a lot of ice cream. We have this big guy. His name is Boris. Very cute, very amazing. And my birthday. This is my trading station. Basically, this is already in winter time, November, so it's really very cold. October. and celebrate the Taiwan's National Day in October. And this was last week where I'm making a snowman. So that's pretty much all the photo I have. But I was saying that, if you want to see more of my daily life, I put on my website, my personal blogs. So yeah, September was birthday, nice celebration, a very nice cake. October was Taiwan's Day, and November election, and December was Christmas. So yeah. And in terms of trading option, like I say, after I learning options, and I start learning, delve into, I shouldn't say learning, delve into more technical. So right now, I really feel like it's a whole package with the microeconomic knowledge, with the fundamental side of analysis, with the options to play the leverage and forex trading, and also play a little bit US futures, and finally with a technical analysis, which I have been doing for many, many years. It was just a really, really nice year. Now, another thing is that this year I was able to manage several different, well, 3 accounts to be precise. Now, for disclosure, these are all family accounts. So I am not a fund manager. I did not charge any money. So for disclosure, this is a family member. None of them are Canadian, so there's no tax issue. But I was able to manage a 5-figure account, a 6 figures account, and a 7 figures account. So it's very interesting when you have three different sizes of account to manage. You will realize that your emotion and psychological level change, and you will also implemented different trading strategy. Because when you have a 7-figure account, you are able to do a lot of option strategies. You're able to do a lot of buy and hold. You're able to do a lot of hedging. You're able to do a lot of cover code because the account size is big enough. So in a way, it's actually much safer. When you have a smaller account, you have to be more precise because you don't have too much capital to implode it. So it just gives me a very nice taste because as a fund manager, you will have a much wealthier client, you will have a regular client, a less affluent client, and you want to be able to be flexible enough to manage people's money across the board, across the spectrum, and be able to generate good amount of return. So that was really a blast that my family member was trust me enough to give me this managerial power to trade for them, and I did not disappoint them. Obviously, it was a good market year, so I was able to, you can just tell by looking at the chart. Basically, I think anybody makes money in the stock market today, this year. Like everybody, even if you didn't sell back in March, in fact, it's best if you have not sold anything in March, because you will still make about 10% this year, 10 to 14% this year if you just buy S&P ETFs. So basically, everybody makes money this year. For me personally, this is one of the best year. Not in terms of percentage, because like I said, one of my best year was back in 2008 when I tripled my account with a financial crisis. Every crisis is another opportunity for other people. It's just one thing you need to remember. But for me, this was the best year in terms of money amount, obviously, because I never managed a 7 figures account. So it was a really nice experience to do it, and just very grateful for this opportunity. So that's pretty much the recap. I know it's haven't touched anything too deep, and I cannot show you really any account information because again, it's not my account. It's my family members' account. It's their privacies. I cannot show you that. But what I want to do is pretty much set a habit that I will be able to from next year. I'll be able to do a weekly recap and just talk about the stock market. Okay, I promise I will not spend too much time to talk about my personal life, because if you want to know it, just read my blogs. But yeah, pretty much 30 minutes already. It's a very long video. I doubt anybody watching it. I don't even know if I'm gonna put on public, I might. But anyway, if you are watching it, happy new year to you, and looking forward to next year where I will do a more focus on the US stock market, do a weekly recap, and then if anybody interesting to chat about it, and then that will be more meaningful. All right. Thanks for watching, and happy 2020 to myself and to you as well. Bye bye.